Hello, implementers. My name is Anthony English, and this is episode number 8 of Learn to Implement, where we teach you how to fight procrastination, manage perfectionism, and implement some of those ideas, especially the business ideas that you're always learning about and researching. And today, I want to give you a plan for when you're feeling stuck, when you're starting to beat yourself up. Maybe you've done a ton of research. Maybe somebody has shared with you a podcast episode, or you've looked at a YouTube video, or somebody has given you a tip or a recommendation, and you have said, I really need to do that. I really need to implement that. That sounds like such a great idea, but where do you start? Well, the place to start is really easy, and that's to start to get yourself unstuck is to define the problem. Define the problem or the pain. Why is that the place to start rather than starting with your goals? Because we are more focused on the negative, and we're more motivated actually by avoiding bad things than we are by going for something good. So find some pain in your life. And what we're going to do is actually define a process. And we're going to do it in the length of this podcast. So it's going to be a really quick process. More on that in a moment. We want to define the problem or the pain, especially something that you feel a sense of shame, embarrassment, you're kicking yourself. Oh, I really should have done that. So something that is affecting you emotionally. Now, it doesn't have to be something big. It could be something like you're searching around, you can't find your car key or you can't find your glasses, okay? Or you totally missed an appointment or an event. Maybe you had even promised somebody that you were going to be there. Maybe you had even bought tickets and it totally slipped your mind. And you only found out a few days later, oh no, I totally forgot about it. Define the problem or the pain. Or perhaps it's a bill that has come in quite unexpected, but in reality, maybe a reminder for a bill, and you're just nervous even opening that email or getting that notification, that SMS that says, hey, this bill is overdue. So we want to start with the problem or the pain because it is something very highly motivating. But something that I need to point out to you, which is where people usually fall down when they are building a system or building a process, and that is that they want to build a process or a system for everything. So what I want you to do is pick something that you don't already know how to do completely without thinking about it. So it's not brushing your teeth or getting dressed in the morning because you know how to do that. It's something that is a little bit of a stretch for you. It's something that is directly related to the pain that you are experiencing or the problem that you've just had, but it's something that's completely within your control. Okay, so you're not relying on somebody else to be there, to help you with it, to do it with you. You're not dependent on any of that. It is something completely, totally in your hands. So that's the start. Is you start with by defining the problem or the pain, something that is going to be of some immediate relief for you from that pain or that problem. And so part two is define the win. What is the win for you? Well, I was late. I was late getting to the public transport, to the metro or the train or the bus. I was late getting into traffic because I spent too much time looking for my glasses or my car keys. Okay, so there's a win. The win for me is that I will be there on time. I will arrive calmly. I'll be there early. Okay, Ideally, think of a win, a benefit for someone else as well. I know that if I'm running late, I know that I'm going to be inconveniencing that colleague of mine who's been waiting for me, who's going to be there right on time. Okay, so ideally make it a win for you and a win for someone else. So that gives you more motivation, even though I've suggested that the process that you're focusing on, the problem that you're focusing on, is related just to you. It's something that you can control. So this is what we want to do, is we want to identify one tiny process. And as I say, it can be as small as every night I'm going to put my car keys, or when I get home, I'm going to put my car keys here. Okay? A really tiny process, something that you can completely control yourself. Now, the process, the thing that you do, if it's something that you have to do repeatedly, then it's going to be more benefit for you to create that process. So I'm thinking of doing my bank reconciliation, or of automating the setting up of a bill, or maybe registering a warranty for an appliance. Okay, how many people ever remember to do that? So I'm going to register that warranty. So in order to do that, you're going to need certain information. Okay. So I'm going to need, well, I need to know the website. I'll need to have the receipt so that I can register this warranty online. I'll need certain tools. Well, the tools I need are probably, I just need to connect on the internet. Or what tools do you need? What appliances? What utensils do you need? Maybe if you've got them, all the better. And then you need to have a certain amount of knowledge. Maybe you've got to sign up to something. You've got to register for the website. You've got to confirm your signature. You've got to set a password and those sort of things. So do you see that we're starting to create a single tiny process? And this is a process that can fit on a recipe card, it fit on an index card. So it's only got 4 or 5 steps, something like this. Okay. Then the next thing you do is you actually walk through the process. Now, the first time you do it, you're going to stumble. You're going to realize that there is some other information that you need, or some tool that you need, or some skill, or some knowledge that you don't have. And so it's going to go very slowly. That's just part of the journey. But you want to write it down quickly as best you can, just 4 or 5 steps. So let's take the example of, I want to register a warranty for an appliance that I have just bought. Well, I know that I will need to, step 1, I'll need to look up how do I register this, so that I will have somebody to contact if I have a problem with this appliance and it's under warranty. Who do I contact? Number 2 might be, okay, I need to get the receipt. Where is that stored? And then step 3 is I've got to log online and I'm going to register this warranty, or I need to call a certain phone number. Okay. And then step 4 is, once you register the warranty, is you will store that receipt somewhere, maybe in a manila folder in your filing cabinet, or maybe you'll store it online digitally. Okay, so that's just 4-part process. So we're almost done. Next thing you need to do is redo that process. So I'm not going to, the aim here is to try and get things out of your head. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to write it down, but if you can turn it into a habit or into a process, then you have got something that you can go back to and say, that is how I do this. That is how I do this next time. So you rerun the process if you can. Okay, maybe you've got to do it for more than one thing. And then maybe even a third time, or the next time you do this process, you will time it. Now, timing it allows you to get better at it, to say, well, you know what? This part of the process, I could have shortcutted it. I could have made that a shortcut. So, for example, the registering the warranty. I know that when I bought that appliance, I know that I asked them to email me the receipt. Okay. And so that way I know the receipt is going to be there at least somewhere in my inbox. Even if I'm not more organized than it's somewhere in my inbox, at least it's emailed and it's not just on a piece of paper that I may have lost. Okay. And so that's why timing it can really help, because then you can say, you know what, the amount of time that I spent looking for that piece of paper, it was just too long. So what I'm going to do is do this again. And then the next step is you refine the process. Okay. That's a continuous thing where you're continually refining it. And you really want to document it somewhere so you can, to give yourself permission to forget about it, so that you can go back to that process. You can look it up later. Okay. So that's it for getting unstuck. Define the problem or pain, define the win, identify one tiny process that you can control entirely. You get the skills, the information, the tools, the knowledge that you need. Write it quickly, write it down quickly, rerun the process, time it, refine it, and then document it as you go. This will help. This will help you because you know what the next step is next time you have to do that very same thing. That will help you to get unstuck. My name is Anthony English. Thanks for listening to the Learn to Implement podcast.